If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. This is another important video. It's important because one of the main things on YouTube with the trending section is that they use it as a massive gauge to influence people. And one of the things obviously I've been talking about a lot over the last couple of months has been graphene, or if you want to call it ferrofluids. Some people are like, it's not the same thing. Well, it's like calling, it's the difference between a turd and diarrhea. I mean, really? Do you really want to go to that point? Fine. It's really important to know this. They are going to do things like this. These are the types of videos that we see on YouTube that trend and we all go, huh? Oh, man takes a bath inside of cheese balls. Man shoves Cheez-Its up his rear end and out his nose. What? Huh? And it gets 50 million views and it becomes very, very popular. They're doing this with the black goo, and they have been doing it. Some of you may have seen the video I did last week talking about just that. There was a video by a very popular YouTube channel that talked about what would happen if this specific substance somehow got in your bloodstream. I couldn't imagine how it would possibly happen, like I said in the video. But this is another mind control technique that is going to be used. How cool would it be to be like Venom? And I'm going to show you this video clip that I'm going to comment after, so make sure you stick around. But you want to see this, because this shows you how they dumb down society, they get society to accept things, and then, of course, they take out the time in their video to say, how do we get this ferrofluid? I don't want to spend $2,000 or X amount of dollars on buying it off YouTube when, these guys probably make $2,000 a day with their millions of subscribers and the millions of views that they get. They're like, I don't want to do that. Oh, I Googled it, and it said that it could be something that's actually in something that's being pushed into people's bodies as we speak, which I won't mention. Right? And they use humor to deflect and the pharmacist to deflect and say, that's ridiculous, because it's a joke. These people are a joke. These are the people who are going to be engineering the masses. Take a look.
So in this vat is a bunch of moving black ooze that's probably the closest thing to Venom you've ever seen. Now, if I get close enough, it jumps onto my arm, defying gravity and eventually cover me from head to toe, just like in the movie Venom. So what is this stuff and how is it happening? It's called ferrofluid, and it's got some amazing properties that make it perfect for creating a real-life liquid Venom suit. So the reason ferrofluid can move like this is because it's magnetic. So as soon as we put a magnet nearby, it immediately springs to life and creates these awesome shapes that actually show the magnet's field in 3D. Super cool stuff. It was actually originally invented by NASA as a way to inject fuel in zero-G. Their solution? Make the fuel magnetic. So they made ferrofluid, which is basically tiny iron nanoparticles that are magnetic, suspended in an oily fluid. Depending on the magnetic field strength and orientation, you can make some awesome shapes. It's also got this ink jet black shiny look to it, which makes it even cooler. There's also different colored ferrofluids, like this red stuff right here.
That is a red one!
So it might even be possible to make a Carnage suit as well. Now, if we get the magnet a bit too close, it'll actually jump onto the magnet, completely engulfing it, just like Venom does to his human host. So the plan is to take this to the extreme and hopefully make the closest thing to a full Venom suit in real life. And I'll be honest, I didn't want to make this video. I still don't want to make this video. This stuff is a nightmare to work with.
Oh God, fuck.
It gets everywhere.
What'd you do? Dropped it. What is that? I dropped the ball. What are those?
What, like best case scenario, I end up covered in black slimy goo. It's just not gonna be fun. But in my last video, I made the mistake of showing a clip of this stuff. And now all the comments are challenging me to make a full Venom suit. While I hate to admit it, it does look really cool. 2, 1. Oh! Whoa! Whoa! Dude, look at that. It and they'll flow down my arm.
Wow, that's freaking weird. This is so weird. Oh, that's weird through your fingers.
Look at the spikes on the back of my hand.
But this brings up another reason why ferrofluid is too much like Venom. It's actually going to be a big problem for this video.
Not coming off.
Pacing around for a while and contemplating my life choices, I eventually worked up the courage to buy the fluid. Whoa, okay, we probably should have figured out how we're actually going to put this stuff on me before sinking like $2,000 into Venom soup. So how do we turn myself into a magnet to attract this ferrofluid? I wonder if you can magnetize skin. Oh my god, that is perfect.
Looking to get a vaccine.
Which vaccine?
Are these the magnetic ones?
Magnetic one? What do you mean?
Yeah, are they magnetic at all?
My
What
question
do you
is
have?
like a joke you're saying because there's no such thing as magnetic vaccines and
I read some articles. I'm trying to like get magnetic.
nothing here.
Nothing?
Maybe try it at another pharmacy.
All right.
Go to another pharmacy.
Hi, do you have any vaccines?
What vaccines?
Whichever one's magnetic.
Huh?
Whichever one's magnetic.
Magnetic?
Yeah.
We don't have any magnetic.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that didn't work. We'll do a nice stacking montage or something. That'll be fun. Now we have to take them all out. Oh, they're all wrapped in plastic too?
Oh, child labor. Do we know any kids on our block who do this?
We're not allowed to do that anymore. I like that tower. Your tower fell. Now, when you have 100,000 magnets, it would just be irresponsible not to do some super satisfying magnet stuff. Oh god, yeah, that was satisfying. All right, so I know I was sort of ripping on kids for swallowing these by accident, but I've had these for about 2 hours now. And I've already come extremely close to ingesting them myself. I get it, okay? Now you might be thinking, Jake, this magnet idea, it's really simple. Just put on some magnets and touch the fluid. Yeah, I thought so too. But no, you've got to think of the weights of the magnet, how to actually attach them to me. Like there's 100,000 of these guys. Also, we got to make it look cool. So I first started playing around with different patterns to make it look more interesting. I used a bit of rubber to make an elevated pattern. Now when we put it near the fluid, it covers everything except that pattern. We can also like layer the magnets vertically too. So we just use some more magnets to create like some Venom tendrils. It's actually crazy to see how the different frequencies affect and resonate with the ferrofluid. In the movies, Venom really reacts to high-pitched sounds. But I've found for what I'm using, low sounds of about 24 hertz hits the resonating frequency and makes it freak out. It's actually pretty crazy that it works this way. But still probably won't be enough force to blast a liquid off of us. So let's try Venom's other weakness, fire. And wouldn't you know, it actually burns just like Venom does in the movies, because the carrier fluid's made of oil. It's honestly scary how similar this stuff is. I think there's a whole conspiracy between Ferrotech, NASA, there's something they're not telling us, all right? Like you can see the fire completely destroys the ferrofluid, just leaving the tiny metal particles as remnants. Out of this, and that is it. Ready? Yep. 3, 2, 1. It's like the scene where he's like fighting him.
Frightening to see, to be honest with you. Frightening. From the standpoint of number one, I mean, I I try to think when I was a kid, which were very much better times, obviously. And I get it, right? Times evolve and all this stuff, but this time has devolved from when I was a child. You know, I used to just like play sports after school, and I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. I know people think sports are rigged and all that stuff, but you know, getting exercise and whatnot. We live in a world now where people literally are like, wow, what would it be like to be Venom, huh? I'm pretty sure when I was growing up, I wasn't like, what would it be like to be Michael Myers? What could it be like to be Freddy Krueger? What could it be like to be the Swamp Thing? Wasn't really interested. Still not. Never crossed my mind. They were just movies and things. Now the obsession has grown so much that people are like, oh, it's so cool. Even though the movie Venom promotes demonic possession, I mean, I've covered it in the Black Goo videos before. And I can't get over the fact that people are actually interested in this and that a video like this would get millions of views, but I can get over it because I realize what world we're living in. And people are like, well, that's just entertainment, Call. This is what people want to see, Call. They want to see it because it's force-fed upon them. That's why. There aren't truther videos that are force-fed in the trending section. I don't think I've ever seen a truther video in a trending section. Unless you want to count like when they put like Shane Dawson pretending to be a conspiracy theorist, or they pretend like Russell Brand, who suddenly is just exposing the New World Order after all of these years he's talking about. And amazing that he's not censored. Amazing he could talk about the CDC. If any of us mention the CDC, whether we're even promoting the CDC, I've seen channels who are anti-Magic Potion who get their channels striked and removed for even mentioning the CDC. He could talk against them. He could talk. And look, it's a different argument for a different day. It's not jealousy or anything involved. It's ridiculous because they've tried to hijack a movement. Him, Shane Dawson, that's not current, but that's back when, a couple of years ago, I guess, they were pushing him in conspiracies the way that they're pushing Russell Brand. But who would be interested in this, right? And he's like, how can we have the black goo inside of us, right? So they dismiss the notion of anything, become magnetized. Oh, yeah, these crazy conspiracy theorists, right? Because they have to. It's subtle. Younger people are watching this garbage. Whoever this guy is, never heard of him. But thankfully, a subscriber, had mentioned it to me. Sebastian Barella, I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong, but Sebastian Barella had said, hey, you got to check this out because they're pushing it. It's got millions of views. Just like the video I covered last week, millions of views. So saying, oh, wow, wouldn't it be cool? How can we do it? How can us as humans become magnetized? This will become normalized. You will see videos like this pushed and pushed and pushed. Trust me. Wouldn't it be cool if you could be like Magneto? Wouldn't it be cool if you could be like Venom? Wouldn't it be cool if, and zombies? Yes, it would be cool. Just like I've talked about in years past before the outbreak. Pushing superheroes. Wouldn't it be cool if we could levitate and we could fly? Huh? Who grew up going, oh yeah, I want to levitate. I don't know what kind of dork you got to be. I've heard people that are like, oh, I would love to fly. You're really sitting around your house? That's your concern? You don't have bills to pay or anything else? Your concern is you want to fly? You want to fly to the cuckoo's nest. I know plenty of people here on YouTube who want to cut off their bottoms. You can fly over to them. They'll tell you about insanity. But let's be realistic here and talk realistically. People who would want this in their body, wow. And this is how they will slowly make it normal. Videos like this that you see. You could be like Venom. I'd rather be 6 feet under, personally. You could be like him. You could be magnetized. You could do this. You could do that. Let's make it cool. Let's make it appealing to people. And so on and so forth. Just like the stupid videos, they use the same type. If you can't see in the video clip I showed you, if you don't see the same type of mind control being used, it's the way they promote it. The guy promoting it, right? Some kind of clueless, hipster. Wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if I lay in a bathtub and I fill it with Malamars and then I dump gasoline on it? What? Yeah, no, it wouldn't be. I'm going to swim in a pool of Coca-Cola and go underwater with my eyes open. What? I'm going to do one of these challenges where I walk up a crate and I fall on my face and smash my jaw. What? That's what they do. They've dumbed down society. Everything's a joke. And now I guarantee you, I don't want to even call it the black goo. but we'll call it the black goo for the algo. It will be normalized, become magnetized, become this. Ooh, cool, fun, neato. Can I try? Yeah, you can try, all right. Chances are, most of people out there have tried it already. It ain't really funny, but it's the truth, and nobody wants to hear the truth. Sick. Absolutely sick. I want to remind everyone, check out the website at callforuprising.com. Obviously, I can't talk directly about a lot of these topics, but I can over there, so please go over there if you haven't. And the website, again, it's not about me. It's not about promoting myself. It's not about going, ooh, I'm going to do videos. Come over and kiss my butt. Okay, for those who are over there, I don't even, I try not to even pin my own stuff in the forum. I like to pin other people's stuff in their work and stuff that they share. That's what the site's about. If you're not interested, it's totally understandable. I just want to make sure people know it's there and it's available. If you want to learn and you want to share stuff, I learn stuff every day over there. And I see stuff going on in other people's towns, which to me is the most important thing. Seeing stuff that I'll never see on the news, I won't know about. And you can't do that here on YouTube. You want to pin a link, ain't showing up, going to spam. You want to tell a story? All right, we can't post a picture. So that's why the website, another reason the website's important. A lot of like-minded people, a lot of fellowship going on. So check it out if you haven't. I want to thank the Patreons, and I want to thank all of you again for your support. Just unbelievable. Keep normalizing the black goo. What a shock, right? Pfft. Man, can't imagine what's next. Black goo bath? Anyone? I guarantee it. There'll be a black goo bath coming up soon from one of these guys. What's the guy? Mr. Beast, right? Ironically, right? Mr. Beast. He'll be doing a black goo bath, giving someone $1 million to lay in the black goo and, swallow it whole. Pfft, wouldn't shock me. And it would probably be real ferro fluid / graphene. So, I thank you guys for being here. Place is an absolute zoo. This place is an absolute zoo. And by this place, I mean this world. I thank you again for being here. God bless all of you and your families.